What's up, SEO pros? Chase here. Today we're going to be talking about some things that people don't want you to know, other SEOs don't want you to know about SEO, and why some SEOs can make a shit ton of money and why you might not be able to make as much money as them. So just to give you guys a disclaimer, some of you guys know I make pretty decent income doing SEO. I make about $200K a year. And if you look at a lot of the stuff I do, a lot of it just isn't revolved around SEO. It's also things around social media marketing, email marketing, chatbot automation. So let's talk about some of the things that you're going to want to know about when it comes to making money doing SEO and getting into the SEO field. So first of all, the first thing people don't really get is that SEO isn't really that difficult. A lot of the people out there who make SEO seem like it's super complicated are really just trying to sell you something, or they're trying to convince you to spend a lot of money. Whether you're a business or whether you're learning SEO and you're looking to take like a program or something, or you're looking to get mentored by somebody who does SEO, when people tell you like, oh, you need to have 20 years of experience, that's such bullshit. Like, you don't need to spend 20 years learning something that should only take a couple months to learn. So like, for example, let's say, you wanted to learn how to do basic SEO for like a website, like on WordPress. Besides like keyword research and, doing like your title tag optimizations, making sure you have good content, making sure your site architecture is decent, like there really isn't that much else. Like, you don't have to be 20 years in the field to be insane. So that's what's always funny when I hear people brag about, oh, I have all this SEO experience, I've been doing it for so long. It doesn't matter. And the other thing too is that the people who are talking about all this experience they have, it's funny because you don't have to keep doing SEO in order to make money. Like, you can start out doing SEO, but you can use that as a way to get to being good at marketing. And this is what I mean. So when clients buy SEO from you, they don't care if you do SEO, they just care if they get leads. So if you do SEO and then for some reason you get them a bunch more leads because you also implemented some sort of call to action, which let's say it was a chatbot automation, and they started getting more sales because you're automating your relationship building, they're going to be just as happy as if you went and changed title tags and then their website started ranking. So it's not always relevant to only focus on organic traffic. Another thing that people don't want you to know when it comes to SEO is that organic traffic is not really that great. It's cool because you obviously don't have to spend money on ads, but organic traffic really is cold traffic. So whether you're getting traffic from Google, or you're getting organic traffic from YouTube, or you're getting organic traffic from Facebook, and by organic traffic I mean traffic that you don't have to pay for, then you're really just having somebody see you for the first time for the most part. 90% of the people who are usually hitting your website or your Facebook post or something like that, if you're showing up in somebody's newsfeed based off an algorithm, generally it's because you're showing up to them for the first time. So if you focus on building relationships and remarketing yourself and controlling your traffic, that's where all the money's made. For example, so let's say you're watching this video and I say, hey, by the way, go check out my free SEO audit template. You can go to my website, go grab it, show you what it looks like if you haven't seen it already. Most of you who are in live chat right now have probably seen my SEO audit template. How many of you guys have seen the SEO audit template? Let me see ones in chat. And by the way, welcome everybody. If you're new here, welcome. This is probably the most non-BS SEO channel you'll be able to find on the internet. So here we go. We got the SEO audit checklist template. So this is how I usually capture people. Now, whenever I do a video or whenever I do like a blog post or any type of content marketing, I'm going to share something that people can opt into, whether it's my SEO audit template, whether it's some sort of free giveaway. It doesn't really matter. And this can be put into any industry if you're doing SEO, or if you're just doing marketing. you can give away things that people can opt into so that you can control your traffic and build relationships, because you want to automate your relationships. Now, how do you automate your relationships, and how do you go from just the SEO mindset to actually making money doing relationship building? Because again, like I said, cold traffic, this is what people don't want you to know, is cold traffic's pretty dead. Because most people on the internet, they see your stuff once, they go, oh, that's cool, might need that later, and then they move on and they never come back. So to avoid that, you want to be good at marketing. And the way you be good at marketing, and not just SEO, is you start focusing on building automated relationships. So like, everybody in chat, what's up, Samurai, Samurai AI, Wajtech, Joseph, Richard, Michael, Arthur, Nicholas. So all these people have the SEO audit template. So, even what I'm doing right here, you can see the way I talk to my audience is I try to get people included. I try to get people involved. I want to build relationships with people in chat. So all of you guys who are in chat right now, I'm like literally talking to you guys because I want like to be your friend. I want to talk to you directly. I'm not going to come on here and try to be like this egomaniac. It's like, oh, I'm making all this money. Like, you got to follow me. You got to get to my level. I'm not going to do that, because that's just separating me from my audience. It takes away from the ability to sell things. So as a marketer, you don't want to just be an SEO. That's the other tip. As a marketer, you don't want to just be talking about how many rankings you have and how great your company is and how long you've been doing SEO. Those are all things to separate you from your audience. The way you really build relationships and the maximum level of building relationships is by focusing on being as transparent as possible and positioning your viewers as the people who are the heroes of the story. So for me, like, when people are watching my videos, what am I going to do? I'm going to, say, hey, what's up, SEO pros? Trying to, get you guys in the mindset that you're about to learn how to be a pro, right? Or you're about to be the pro or the hero of the story. Now, when it comes to the way I try to interact with my audience is I try to be like on video. I try to do live streams. And the reason why I do live streams and I spend so much time trying to interact is because, again, when people see your face, when they see that your body language and the way you talk, that's the best way you can build a relationship. Obviously, in person's even better, but most of the time on the internet, you're not able to do that. So next best thing is, doing some sort of image or picture or audio message to somebody. Third, fourth best thing is to do like text, but as long as you're maintaining your relationships, again, the more personalized you can make the way you talk to people, the better you're going to do. The more you remove your ego from the situation, the better you're going to do. Nobody cares about how much SEO experience you have. Nobody cares about how good you are at SEO. All they want to know is how they can relate to you and how they can have a lifestyle similar to the one that you have or one that you can provide. So let's talk about another thing. Let's talk about SEO being a gateway drug. So that's kind of a weird thing to say, right? SEO being a gateway drug. But what that means is when you're doing SEO, you're really getting people from whatever they initially came in for, which they thought they needed, which is like, let's say they wanted an SEO audit or they needed, a way to track their analytics. Most of what SEO is just basic web design. It's just basic, making sure there's call to actions high up on the page, making sure that the title tags represent what the page is about, making sure that the content is what the people want. That's really just basic web design. Installing analytics, that's all, SEO is this inflated term that people use to make it seem like they're really, intelligent about something that isn't that hard to figure out. Now, obviously, SEO can get very complicated, especially when it comes to prioritization. Let's say you work with a site that has, hundreds of thousands of pages on it. You don't know what to fix first. But for the most part, when it comes to creating a marketing strategy and creating money, you don't have to spend a lot of time figuring out how to make more money with your website. So let's say, for example, your website has 100,000 pages on it. Are you going to work on all 99,000 of those pages or all 100,000 of those pages? No, you're probably going to work on the first, couple hundred that are doing the best, ones that have the most traffic, ones that have the, most conversions. And you're going to spend your time there probably first. Just like if you were to have a YouTube channel with 100 videos on it and the top 10 videos are getting most of the traffic, you're going to be trying to spend time figuring out how to recreate that strategy, how to optimize those current videos, maybe add call to actions to them. It's not rocket science. But what I'm trying to say here is that when somebody comes in and asks you for SEO, or they ask you for an audit or whatever they're asking you for, what they're doing is they are saying, hey, I heard about SEO, or I've been looking into SEO and I think I need organic traffic. But what they really need is they need a better marketing strategy than the one they currently have. So let me repeat that. When people come in and they have an SEO, they have an idea of what they want, which is SEO, what they're really asking for is marketing. Why are they asking for marketing? Because they want to get more sales. Why do they want to get more sales? Because they want to make more money. Why do they want to make more money? Because they want to have a better life. So you need to address the core issues. When you tell people during an SEO audit, or you tell people during a tutorial, whatever content you're trying to create for somebody, your 20 title tags messed up, heading tags, nobody cares. It's like if you were to walk into a car shop and somebody starts telling you all the things wrong with your car. Obviously, if you want to find out if that person's telling the truth or not, you're going to want to hear what they have to say. But for the most part, you don't really want to hear all the different things that are going on, because you'd rather just get it fixed, right? You want to trust that the person knows what they're talking about, and you just want to get it fixed. Now, how do you trust whether somebody's going to tell you what's wrong with your car is correct or not, or if an SEO is going to tell you if what's wrong with your website is correct or not? And the way you do that, the way you build that trust with somebody, is by creating a relationship with them. Now, think about it this way. If you were to walk into a bar and you start talking to some random person and they say, hey, I need to charge you $2,000 for an SEO audit, you'd be like, what are you talking about? However, if you walk into that same bar and you create friends with that person and they have no intention around selling you something, now it's a completely different relationship. They say, hey, I happen to do SEO, or I happen to fix cars, and let's say a week later you realize you need to get your car fixed, or you want to call this person because you needed to get your website checked up on, whatever it is, and now you're paying that person money. This is the biggest mistake people make. When they get into relationships, they end up always trying to find an end goal, whether it's with a woman, whether it's with relationship, a friendship. People are naturally or inherently selfish. So they are constantly thinking about themselves and what can they get out of a situation. So if you want to do good at marketing, or you just want to do well in life in general, stop thinking about the ways you can take from something, or the goal that you can get to, and start thinking about how can I contribute to this relationship without any intention. By giving something, you end up getting back. By going into a relationship automatically thinking about what you can get from the situation, that's what everybody else does. And what you're doing there is you're being a consumer rather than a provider. You need to get out of the consumer mindset. The consumer is constantly thinking about the negatives. They're thinking about getting the next best thing. They're thinking about not being content. So instead of doing that, be the person who already has contentment within. Stop trying to consume things to feel better, and start being the person that provides things in order to create relationships that last without any expectation around them. Now, I know this sounds weird and it sounds like reverse, but I'm telling you, if you stop thinking about money and you stop thinking about sales and you stop thinking about the end goal of a relationship, what ends up happening is people want to be around you because they can tell that you're content with what you have. They can tell that you have a positive mindset. You have a surplus mentality, meaning that you automatically feel like you have enough regardless of your situation. Because here's the thing. Most of the advice that you need to learn about SEO isn't even SEO related. Same thing with marketing. It's life related. Life is about understanding the balance between what is enough and what is not enough. And if you're constantly in a place where you're not balanced, meaning that you're spending all of your time trying to work on something that may not have anything to do with your overall lifestyle, then you're going to be at a deficit, meaning that you're going to constantly be in that consumer mentality. You're going to constantly be worried about not having enough. You're going to be constantly worried about what other people think about you. And that's totally irrelevant to what living life is about. So you look at these gurus, or I don't like saying gurus because I think everybody's sort of a guru in a way, meaning that everybody has something that they can help people with, right? Everybody can get into the role where they're teaching and making money from that. But when you look at people who are somewhat famous, I'm not going to name any names because I don't want to put anybody down, but certain people can get really out of balance. They can spend way too much time focusing on just work, or focusing on just friends, or focusing on just having fun, or focus on just having, you name it. Now, life isn't about that. Life is about thinking about what is the things that I can do to pull my life in a way that I can have a lifestyle that gives me peace, gives me a sense of contentment, a sense of appreciation. And if you're constantly way out of whack, like spending 12 hours a day working or spending 12 hours a day just having fun, you're going to be at a negative place. So instead of spending all your time working or spending all your time watching other people, start focusing on yourself and your entire balance of life. That's the other tip I was going to say, is that, before I get into the other tip, everybody who's in this stream right now, is what I'm saying making sense to you guys? Like, I'm not trying to talk down to you. I'm not trying to say that I'm better in any way. I'm just saying these are things that I've personally learned that have helped me get from the type of guy that goes, and works 14 hours a day, 12 hours a day, whatever I did back in, when I was starting out SEO and spending all my money on things that I thought would buy me happiness, to a guy now where, I have a pretty balanced life. I have, friends. I have a girlfriend. I have money in the bank. I have consistent sales on what I do, and I'm not constantly worrying about the next thing. I'm not constantly thinking about, I need to go buy the Xbox, or I need to go on a vacation right now. I'm not like impulsively making decisions in order to improve my life. And so that's why I'm asking you guys, how many of you are in that position where you're spending your time worrying about the next best thing, spending your time, thinking you're not good enough, or worrying about what other people are saying? How many of you guys right now are in that position where you could be making a few videos, or working on your business and making more money, having the lifestyle you want, if you could just sort of get more in balance and stop spending all your time just completely out of whack in one area of life? Let me get some ones in chat. Let me know what you guys think about that. And shout out to June for asking me who is behind you. Roy, he's one of my SEO pro guys who just came out here, and maybe he could actually share a couple words with you guys about what we've been talking about. What do you think about all this stuff, man?
It is very important, and I'll tell you one thing. I've been doing for the last 2 months just like strictly SEO, and relationship building is way more valuable than anything you could do related to just like technical SEO on your website. So something that I've been trying to implement in my own business is relationship building, and kind of just figuring out who the leaders are in my field, which I do Shopify SEO and marketing. And so what I've been doing recently is just kind of browsing YouTube, finding different people with pretty big audiences, and just trying to connect with them and saying what's up, complimenting them on their videos, consistently reaching out to them on different platforms. And once you can do that and build relationships with people in your industry, they'll just pick you up off the ground, and you can have some of their audience go over to your page. But most importantly, if I wasn't doing any relationship building, I would just be depending on the YouTube algorithm to get me subscribers and views, and that would take months and months and months. So really, it's like jumping through a wormhole in space when you can actually start connecting with some of these other leaders in your field. So if you're doing WordPress SEO or Shopify SEO, like anything that you're doing, just find other people that you can connect with and try to reach out to them. And it's actually a lot easier than you think. And Chase and I were talking about this the other night. It's like you think it's going to be so much harder than it actually is, and you just purposely make it complicated. and it's not that complicated. So it's like, it's really simple, and this whole time I've just been like, there's no way it's this easy. And so
can you tell them about the mentality you had before you came here, and like sort of the one that you've been kind of developing since we've been like having these talks?
Yeah, so my mentality before I came out was like, okay, how can I, pitch this guy a service? Like, how can I sell him something? Because I was like, I need money. I'm running out of money. I need to figure out the fastest way I can to make money. And, I was just kind of like being negative, like, oh man, I don't have a car to like go places. I don't have this. I don't have that. And it was so negative, and it was almost like coming out in my videos sometimes. And so the mentality that I've kind of been adapting to now is just coming from being happy where I'm at, knowing that the process takes time, really seeing the value in building relationships with people, and, just overall becoming like a happy person, not trying to, get more money and all these material things. And yeah, I don't know, just being a happy person. People can sense that. And so the mentality that I have going forward is more like, being myself, being a happy person, not trying to like just always like have an end goal with certain people. So I think that's like sort of touching on the state of mind.
Nice.
The most important thing I'll say is it's a feeling. It's not anything you can really explain. It's like when you have that feeling, everything else just kind of falls into place. Because there's so many different things that you need to do with relationship building, taking care of your own life, being content with what you have. And it's like you cannot just logically do all these things. It's just like when you have that state of mind, when you have that feeling, everything else just kind of lines up.
Right.
So
who can relate to what Roy just said? Let's hear it in chat. Let me get some ones. We got Brian in chat saying, totally develop KLT, know, like, and trust, and things start falling into place. Being genuine is absolutely essential. Couldn't agree more. Wadchet says, is YouTube only a way to get more customers? What other channels can I do to promote my business? So we've been kind of going through that recently because Roy actually started out a new channel, and you guys can check it out. I'll leave a link in the description. Or you can just YouTube his name. It's Roy, and then is it just...
It's Roy Genius.
I don't think it comes up, though, sometimes.
Maybe
I think
Roy
you do
Genius
Roy, like,
Shopify.
or Roy's Shopify. You'll find him.
Yeah.
Either way, look at the link in the description. You'll find him out. But, he's starting out, and, obviously he's... one of the things that we found out about him was that, when he started out, he was just doing YouTube videos, spending 12 hours a day trying to work on, editing and creating content and, being really good at SEO. And I looked at him one day, I was like, bro, stop all this stuff. Like, why are you spending all your time, editing all these videos with nobody watching? And I'm not saying don't create good content, don't, put your best foot forward. But what I am saying is, like, instead of, doing the things that are going to take all your time, just be as helpful as you can with where you are. So, like, instead of spending all your time doing editing and, blog posts, if nobody's watching that stuff, you'd be much more helpful just offering audits and doing like live streams and trying to build relationships with people. Mm-hmm. And then you started going into, well, what if I start talking to people in Facebook groups? And it's sort of the same mentality, because if you're spending all your time just looking in Facebook groups, trying to talk to people because you're just trying to create the end goal of making a sale, it's kind of not worth it. Whereas if you're creating a strategy, which is a holistic strategy of, I'm going to post once on YouTube a day, I'm going to post once on Facebook today, I'm going to post once on Instagram, whatever, and you do that consistently over 3 months, you're going to have a good amount of content. People are going to start wanting to see what you have to provide. They're going to want to start having a relationship with you. It's not about doing everything at once, but it's also not about not doing anything, and it's also about not spending your time focusing too much on just one thing.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And really, it's like, the content doesn't need to be professional. It doesn't need to be edited. As long as you're like consistently posting things, like I can wake up in the morning, go on Twitter, find an article that I like, and then make a YouTube video that's live stream, make a Facebook post, make an Instagram post, make a Twitter post, blast out to my small ManyChat audience. But it's like, it's very low effort, and you do it every day. And what I found was when I was editing all of my videos professionally, it's like I could pump out a video once every 4 days. And that was terrible because all I was doing was just one YouTube video every 4 days.
Not only that, but he wasn't putting any call to actions in any of his videos. So all of the traffic that was going to his videos or going to his content he's spending all his time on, he's not able to capture those relationships. And again, if you're not capturing people, if you're not controlling your traffic, then the people are going to hit your stuff and they're not going to come back, or they're just going to see your stuff and go, oh, that's a cool guy, but I don't really know who he is. So you need to invite people to a relationship. When you go and you hang out with somebody, or you go to let's say you go to the rock gym. We've been going to the rock gym a lot, going rock climbing. If you want somebody to hang out with you again, do you just assume they're going to hang out with you? No. You ask them. You say, hey, I want to maintain this relationship with you. I want to hang out again. Call to action. What's your phone number? What's your email? Same thing like you would in a bar. Same thing you would do in a rock gym. Same thing you would do online. If you're not inviting people to be in a relationship with you, how do you expect them to come back and then buy from you?
Yep. So it's crucial. Don't fall into the trap of just thinking that you're the first person to, jump into your niche, because you're probably not. And if you were, there's probably not a whole lot of people interested in it anyways. So, yeah.
Right on. Well, I'm going to continue these tips
Okay.
really quick, man. And
Getting back
feel
to,
free to jump back on here. He's just doing a little SEO audit on the side over here. I'd show you with the camera, but he's
doing outreach.
he's doing out. Oh, is that what you're doing?
Yeah.
So I told him, I said, Roy, if you want to start getting traffic, the quickest way is to start interviewing other people who already have traffic, or start interacting with people who already have traffic. So that goes for you guys too. If you want to get more traffic very quickly, stop trying to reinvent the wheel. That's another tip that SEOs won't tell you. Sorry, I keep trying to change this camera. Another tip that people won't tell you, and let me know, by the way, guys, are these tips good so far? Are you getting value? Let me hear it. Brian says, in my opinion, it's actually harder when this is your full-time job. Making SEO a full-time gig removes the safety net that a job provides. Yeah, anytime you own your own business, that's going to remove some sort of safety net, right? That said, it's also one of the most rewarding things someone can do. And I would agree, running almost any business that is your own, that you're not, running, you're not getting paid minimum wage to build somebody else's business, it's a good thing. June says, yes, it's valuable tips. Michael says he's down there doing a bull. Well, we are in Denver, or Colorado, but he's not doing that. Maybe we'll do that later. Stavros, what's up, man? Hi, all just joined, looking to get some tips. All right, so you joined just in time because we're about to share a very valuable tip, and that is stop reinventing the wheel. Stop spending your time going and thinking of some new innovative post on SEO, or some YouTube video that's just like, ooh, this is going to be so good because I just I'm so smart and I have all these tips I can give people. Like, you can do that once you have a following. You can start being the innovator. But when you're starting out, you just want to get as many eyes on you as possible. So what you do is, instead of trying to be the innovator and reinvent the wheel, because you have a lot less time than somebody who has money and cash flow coming in and has time to innovate, what you do is you go and find the things that other people are doing well already. So if you go and see on Facebook that somebody's doing a post about Shopify SEO, and they did some sort of meme and it's some question and it got hundreds of comments, isn't that sort of an indicator that you could probably do something similar to that and get a lot of engagement? Or if somebody does a YouTube video on, let's say, their favorite SEO tools, and that gets hundreds of comments, and then their other video that they did only got like 2 comments, and it's like, how to do schema markup, why wouldn't you just go and make your own version of that? It's almost like if you look and see content creators on YouTube, or people on Facebook, or people doing blog posts, they're all doing similar things. All the people who are doing well, they're all doing similar things. If you know people like Brian Dean are doing these massive blog posts that are like about keyword research or something, and you're going out and doing 5 tips on something, why not go do that? Why not do the thing that's already working for somebody else? If you see somebody doing a YouTube video and it's a live stream like this one, and it's something about, $200,000 a year secrets and some sort of thing that people don't want you to know, and it worked really well for me, why not go and try to copy a similar theme? So again, it's not about just completely copying everybody, but instead of like being brand new to your field or being brand new to some sort of industry and not having any authority and then going and trying to become some thought leader, don't do that right away. Figure out what's working for other people and create a similar theme to that. And then as you start getting more authority and start making more money, then you can start trying to go and be more of like a visionary, right? And this isn't always the case. You can do whatever you want, but for the most part, I found that it works best if you try to take what's already working and sort of repurpose it to your own thing. Okay, so biggest thing that you can learn right now is to stop thinking about SEO and start thinking about automating your business to make it so that it's easy for you to connect to people, to network with people, and to become a part of a relationship with someone. So one of the things that I focus most of my time on, bring the camera down. One of the things I focus most of my time on is not just doing like SEO audits. It's not just doing SEO tutorials. I'm so much more concerned with building an audience that engages with me and that they like who I am and they feel connected, that kind of stuff, than I am about anything else. And the reason for that is because, people who are looking to buy from you are looking for somebody that they trust. They're looking for somebody that they can feel connected to. And the way you can automate that is by doing things like this, by doing live streams, by interacting with people in chat. That's why I give shout outs to people. When I say, hey, what's up, Brian? Or I say, hey, what's up, Richard? Or I say, what's up, Nicholas? When I'm talking to all you guys, I'm trying to make you guys feel included. I'm trying to give you the spotlight so that when I go and I try to, let's say make a sale, or I try to do some sort of new program or whatever I'm doing, I'm going to reach out to these people and I'm going to say, hey, this new program's out. What do you want in it? Or what do you feel about it? And when you have relationships with people, people are going to tell you exactly what they want. They're going to say, oh, I don't want that, or I want this. And, I would be willing to pay this amount of money. When people don't trust you and they're not your friend and they're not in a relationship with you, they're not going to give you any of that information. They're not going to say anything about their budget. They're not going to tell you anything about what they want, because they don't want to feel like you're just trying to manipulate them to sell to them, right? There's two different ways. There's the type of way that you can build an audience and you can be super unpersonalized, not talk to any of them, just like build up a huge following, and they all look at you as a thought leader and you're super disconnected from them. Or you can be smart and you can try to connect to as many people as possible, make them feel included, make them feel like they're your friend. And then when you try to sell something, people are going to tell you exactly what they want, and it's an easy transaction. So again, I'm not saying build relationships just for the purpose of selling, but what I am saying is if you want to be good at marketing, you want to be good at making money, stop focusing on building traffic, or stop focusing on building conversions. Start thinking about how you can build a community of people who respect who you are, who want to be around you, who want to engage with your brand. Even if some of the people in chat might even feel that, hey, look, Chase, some of your messages are automated, but I came here anyways. Or I still respond to your automated messages anyways because I know sometimes you respond back. What happens with that is that people are going to be way more likely to engage, because even if they feel like you're marketing to them, they still feel like they want to maintain a relationship because they like who you are. They like seeing you around. They feel a positive energy from you. Most people don't remember what you say to them. They remember how you made them feel. Okay. Last thing is stop focusing on SEO.TV. Stop watching SEO.TV. And what I mean by this is, when you're going to a live stream like this, I'm hoping that part of the reason why you're watching it is just because you're trying to develop a better mentality. You're trying to feel more connected to your job. You're trying to feel more connected to your life. When you're watching tutorials like 3 tips on how to do schema markup, or you're watching how to do keyword research, most of that stuff is going to go right in and right out, because it's not about remembering things. It's not about being the best, most knowledgeable person about SEO or about marketing. What it is about, though, is figuring out how to figure out problems, right? So if you know that you want to sell something, then you go learn the thing you want to sell. For example, my authority hacking program, I learned how to do chatbot marketing. I learned how to do some cool ways to get people to comment on my videos, which helps them rank higher and comment on my website. That took me a couple weeks to learn. Now, does that make me a guru for just learning something from reading blog posts and reading tutorials and then selling it as a program? So that's up to you free to decide. But the real thing I'm trying to say here is that when I want to do something that I like, I go and do it. When I want to learn something and then implement that into part of a marketing strategy, I go and do it. I'm not constantly learning from random people all over the internet. Oh, you got to do chatbots, you got to do Spotify, or you got to do ClickFunnels, or you got to do Ahrefs keyword research. I'm not constantly distracted by all these different things going on because I don't tune into them. Because if you think about it, all these different things that are going on, really just noise. You're listening to these people tell you, oh, this is how much I make money. This is how I make money. This is how I make money doing Facebook ads. This is how I make money doing Google ads. But if you don't have a business currently that does any of that stuff, why are you spending all your time learning all these things that have nothing to do with how you make money? Now, again, it's important to learn methods to make money that's going to help your business. But instead of spending a bunch of time learning from everybody, pick somebody with a lifestyle that you like. And how do you figure out somebody's lifestyle? You just look at the type of person they are. You look at the way they talk. Let's say you want Alex Becker's lifestyle. Alex Becker spends 12 hours a day inside working. He has no furniture. That's pretty much it. Do you want that lifestyle? I mean, he makes a lot of money, but do you want that lifestyle? If you don't, then stop watching Alex Becker. It doesn't matter what he's sharing. It doesn't matter, how his funnels work, all that stuff. Because when you watch somebody, when you learn from somebody, when you engage with a brand, you're not only just learning how to make money, you're learning how to do it in the way that that person does it. So if you want to learn how to have a lifestyle like the one I have, which is, a balance, where, I do rock climbing, I go hang out with my friends. After this, I'm probably going to go to the hot springs. And we're going to, probably take some social media pictures and have some fun. And then I, during the weekdays, I'll be making courses. And I make, 15 to 20K per month doing courses. So if you want that type of lifestyle, you follow me. If you want the type of lifestyle like, Rowan Marino, and you see that he has a huge agency and you want to show up to work every day and wear a suit, then watch his stuff. Learn from him. But don't be going around everywhere watching everybody's different reality TV shows, because that's basically what it is at the end of the day, and try to be like everybody. And the real reason why you want to be like other people in the first place is so that you can be more of you. You want to use what other people teach you, some sort of mentor or whatever, to learn from, to follow. And you want to use that trajectory that you get from that person and put it into being the best version of you possible. Because you shouldn't be like me. You shouldn't be like Rowan Marino. You shouldn't be like Alex Becker. You should be a version that's close to them maybe, but ideally you want to take whatever they're teaching you and you want to use that to interpret your own reality of life that you want. You want to design a lifestyle that fits you best. Maybe you want a family, maybe you want kids, maybe you want a wife, maybe you want just a bunch of girlfriends, maybe you want to be going to traveling all the time, maybe you want to be working at coffee shops every day, maybe you want a version of all this stuff, right? So if that's what you want, then design your life around it, but find people that are closely related to that and figure out how they're making their life work so that it's similar to what you want. And then follow that blueprint and then design your own life. That's what it's all about. That's what marketing's about. That's what owning your own company's about. That's what having balance is about. All of it is about creating a lifestyle that works for you, that isn't chaotic, that isn't constantly at a deficit, isn't constantly a negative, isn't constantly chasing some sort of dream. It's about being okay with what you have, with where you're at. Because look, everybody's gonna, there's gonna be a lot of people that have less than you. There's gonna be a lot of people that have more than you. Just be thankful for what you have right now, because you don't know how long you're gonna have that. It could get better. It could get worse. You could freak out because you get successful. You could freak out because you lose all your money. There's always going to be something going on. There's always going to be some sort of background noise. Life's going to happen. Somebody might die. Something might break. You never know. So just be happy with what you got. All right, so before we head out, does anybody want to say anything? By the way, if you guys want to do a call, if you want to jump on and say anything, I'm going to leave my phone number in chat. It's 805-453-3586. Feel free to give me a call. I'll answer it. Do a little shout out on the phone. We got a comment from WajTech who says, can you make good money from posting videos on YouTube? I learned that people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. Exactly. And in terms of can you make good money from posting videos on YouTube, you can make good money from pretty much anything if you understand how to market a business by connecting to people and building relationships. Alte says, would you review my website? 4 months in, I got few organic clicks only. I don't have time for that. I apologize, Alte, but if you go to the White Hat SEO Network, which is a Facebook group I have, and you say, hey, I'm looking for an SEO audit, I'm sure there's going to be more than enough people who are going to be willing to give you that audit. So I'm not getting any calls. If you guys want to send me a text message or anything, feel free to do that. If you need to get in contact with me for any reason, it's just support@chaserunner.com. But that's pretty much it for today, guys. I appreciate you all for joining. If you would be so kind, leave me a thumbs up on the video so I can get some more engagement on this. And Roy, I think, is feeling good too. He's saying goodbye over there. And we'll see you guys next time. And until we do, happy SEOing, happy marketing, and happy life. Bye.